All right, guys, this is what I'm gonna do on this Kings Mountain 2010. This is a bomber. I'm gonna replace the clutch basket because all baskets on the Kings Mountains were defected, all of them. And this is one of the defected clutch hubs. It's just a clutch hub. Either you could upgrade it to a Gilroy clutch basket, a Barnett hub, or a complete Evolution basket. But what I'm gonna do is show how to remove the primary and install a new clutch basket with all torque specs and everything. So it'll be an interesting video. What I'll do is take out the shifter floorboard, put it up here, lean it somewhere back here. I don't have to take the shift rod off. I could, but I don't need to. Then I'll take all these quarter 20 bolts out, and then we'll start a new video, and I'll try to mesh all the videos together. And of course I have to drain the oil, and we'll just take it from there, one step at a time. So this is coming out first. All right, guys, I removed all the bolts from the primary all the way around. I started here because obviously when you're standing, I start with this one first and work myself clockwise. So I start with this with one. I just call it one, then two, blah, 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 and go by. And what I do, I put my bolts starting here one, because they are different lengths. And you can tell they're different bolts in this. I'm going to be putting new bolts on this primary. So anyway, the lengths do differ. So that's why I like doing, going from this number one clockwise and all the way and placing them the same way on a napkin or on a magnetic strip or something like that. So you can see the oil's draining. I'm gonna pull the primary out, drain the rest of the oil, then just put it aside and then get the oil out of the way and all that, kind of clean it up inside, and then we'll go to the next step, okay? See you soon. All right, guys, so I'm back. I got my son filming because I only have two hands and I don't have a good phone stand. So this is a Kings Mountains issue with the basket. You see that looseness, the tolerances, the material. It's out of spec. So this is why they fail or they grind up and the splines just go to shit. And if you see over here the movement, you see that chain? That's how much play there is in the Kings Mountain baskets. That's why they need to be changed out. Then I'm gonna take the pressure plate off. Everything's already all, I cranked them out first with the ratchet, not with the impact. I got a little, to remove it, sometimes it's a trick. Not a trick, but a bit. But what I do, I get my 3/16 wrench, put it in and just guide it out without the clutch baskets. Well, without the clutches. That pulls right out. I'm gonna try to take this nut off with my long bar here, and then I'll install my chingas, which keeps the chain from rotating. Come on this side, son. I'll see if I could do this. You could use an impact. There we go. Okay, so you could use an impact taking it out, but putting it in, for sure you would want to put it to the torque specs. So that's that. And then when I come back, when I take this off, I have a tool for this. I'm gonna clean all this out, and then I'll have my son video me taking this nut out, because there's a special tool that I made for that. So yeah, we'll take this out. Now I can take it out with the impact. You don't want to heat this up with the torch to get it out, because now you're messing with the heat transfer to the diaphragm, the spring diaphragms that are in there. So like I said, either you take it out with the bar, with the pry bar, or you use an impact. Taking it out, it's fine. All right, so I'll be back. All right, guys, I'm back. Before I start with the removal of the clutch basket, I wanted to show you something I made out of old clutches from Kings Mountain / Gilroy. So get closer, over here. So I made a special tool to get this nut out, the clutch basket nut, because if you don't, you get they sell special tools already, like for Harleys. But if you don't, obviously you need this tool also, right, to hold that. Because if you don't, you know, the wheel's gonna spin. Right? Show it up here. See that? So that's why you need this tool. It locks that place in. Come on this side, son. Oh, let me put my tool in. You want to put it not on the seat, but on the actual. Get right here. I need to take this off. You have to line up the teeth. There you go. Slide it in. Okay. So this is a 30 millimeter, and I forgot to mention for the front nut. For the front nut, it's 1.5 inches. So I got my tool here. You see that's gonna get locked up. Come over here next to me, son. Now it's gonna lock up there. I made that tool. Gently. You see that over here rotating? You're gonna get locked. There it goes. Okay, so now we got that loosened. Again, you could come back if you need to with the impact only out. Okay, you have to leave this one in to do this job, or else this will spin because you don't have that compensator in there. So another thing I wanted to show you guys. Okay, so that's that. I'll remove everything, and then I'll show you guys. Everything slides out right when you take these two out. Okay, so over here on that tool that I was talking about, this is a regular clutch disc, and this is a regular, but I sandblasted it over here. Keep it straight, son. Right. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna line them up to old basket, drill my holes. Well, these right here, and then put some rivets and make some tools. I don't know what I'm gonna sell them for. I'll probably have like 5 of them. So if anybody needs a tool to remove your clutch basket, I'll have a few. So yep, we're gonna be removing this primary complete, and we're gonna be installing a new Gilroy basket on this. Peace out. All right, guys, I'm back. Obviously, my son went in. He went to go play his Xbox. But now I removed the clutch hub nut, which is reverse thread. I forgot to mention in the last video. So it's not righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. So it's clockwise is going to be righty. It's going to be to remove it. Left is going to be to tighten it. Just on the reverse one. I'm just on the basket. This little small one, 30 millimeter. So I loosened up the tensioner. All right, don't try to pull it out without loosening this, because it'll kind of bind up where the grooves are at, because it's kind of built that little, you know, pattern there. So yeah, loosen up the tensioner there, the adjuster. All right, so now it should come right out. I'm gonna try to do this, you know, with you guys there. Let's see here. There you go. Place it down so the oil just drips down, and that exposes everything here. We're gonna look at the shaft, inspect the splines on the transmission shaft, because they do flute out if you don't catch it enough on the Kings Mountains. You got some Loctite there. Look at that. See that? You want to clean all that with the wire brush. You come in here with carburetor spray or brake cleaner spray and clean all this up, because you will see that it gets pretty filthy in here. See that? So let's look at the these so they look really good. Caught it on time. Like I said, for the Gilroy guys, Kings Mountains, they all have issues with the basket, not the Gilroys. Just let me just get that straight, okay? So it's just the Kings Mountain. So here we are. This is inside of the primary. Got the starter shaft. Another thing I do, I have it in another video. This hole here lubricates the back, but I don't like it because there's a seal back here, and those seals fail sometimes and it leaks. So what I do, I clean this up with carburetor spray, and I plug it up with the RTV because there's plenty of oil going in here splashing around. So we don't need any more oil back there in that cavity. That's some kind of engineering. So, yep. We got all the tools here. So yeah, I'm gonna clean this up and then we'll get back to installing the new basket. Come back. So I cleaned up most of the primary, you know, with a little bit of brake cleaner, a little bit of gas, you know, just around just to get all the build up and stuff. I cleaned the splines on both with the wire wheel, a little bit of, you know, brake cleaner. Cleaned all this, the threads, all the old Loctite. If you look up here, see if you can see that right there. Yep, I put the RTV that I said I was gonna put, so I could plug up that hole, because a lot of people get leaks back here and they think it's leaking from the heads and all that, but lo and behold, it's that seal that's behind that starter seal shaft, the starter shaft seal in the back. Too much oil gets back there, builds up, and it just pulls up and it starts leaking through the back. We don't need that much oil back here because this is not always spinning, right? This only comes out, starts your bike, and goes back in. So another thing that people neglect or do wrong is they'll come in here, either not clean out the threads because of the old Loctite, the dry, hard Loctite. But when they do, they'll use a tap. And that's not correct. You got to use the proper tools and with a thread chaser. See that? And when you're, let's see if I can focus there. It's a lot different. All right? I have this kit that I bought on Amazon. And it comes with all these chasers. Thread chaser, not thread tap. Okay? And if you don't feel confident enough to use a power tool, use a hand tool. But I'm confident. All right? Just guide it in there gently. Center it slowly. Bring it back. Get your brush. Next one. You just keep on going. See that? You probably can't, but. So go all around. Then you bring your air. If you have a compressor, you know, you want to blow those holes out. Get all that debris out. So like that one, you get a good torque value. Okay. So we got red Loctite, 3 drops. Doesn't take a lot. 3 drops. In the front and the back. People just pour crap in there, and it's just like horrible taking this stuff off down the line. So we're gonna, this is a Gilroy basket. Everything's cleaned. We're gonna put this together. Now remember, it has to go in together. Kind of line it up. Basket's in. Play with it. There you go. Push that in. Okay, we got red Loctite. So I'm gonna do the front first. Again, you want to inspect the spring from the compensator. Those discs there, it's a spring. I've seen them break before and just tear everything up in here. Chunks of it sitting down here. Screws up the electrical system. It burns out the stator. So yeah, inspect the spring for any cracks, anything broken, any just anything that's obvious, you know. So you got the ramp and the compensator. Just finicky here. There it is. Okay. Ramp. Clean nut. Don't put Loctite on this. Put Loctite on the actual bolt shaft. Should go in nice and clean. You see that? Okay. I'm gonna leave the rear nut out for now. Let's go ahead and put our tool in. That's that. That's locked in place. And then what I like doing is coming up on the adjuster. This is just to hold the chain tight. We're not adjusting this right now. We're not adjusting this right now. This is just to get the chain tight. Okay. Got our tool. Okay. Clean your hands. 150 pounds, plus or minus 3 or 4, something like that. Let's crank this down a little bit. Okay, that's locked in place right there. Okay. Now we got our torque wrench. I might be in the way here. I'll try my best here not to cover the camera. Okay. Smooth. Right there. See that? Snap. Okay. Let's hit it one more time. That's it. Move on to the next one. You got your small, clean nut for the clutch basket. Remember, reverse thread. Loctite's already on there. Okay. Change the socket. Now we're going to go to 78 pounds. Foot-pounds. Okay. You can't see it, but 78. And reverse thread. Gotta change this up here. That's it. One more time. I'll bring it this way. A little deep in there. That's it. That's all it takes. Doesn't take a lot. People hit the impact, you know, hit it with the impact and kind of just. So that's it there. Let's see how. Remember earlier in the earlier video on the KM Kings Mountain basket, Look at that. 0. Maybe if I loosen this a little bit, but oh, what? Let's take that off. Oh no, all we have to do is take the. Let's see. Damn it. And now, whoop. Okay, now we got a tiny bit. Nothing, almost nothing. So that's not gonna be shaking in there and rocking. So I did put carburetor spray, and I blew it out after I blew the debris out. So next thing I'll do, take the tool out. Next thing I'll do, I'll adjust this. Right, make sure I get the nut in there. And you want some slack, but not too tight, not too loose. There's I think it's 3/8, I believe. So that's what I'll do there. Don't forget to take the tool out. Finish putting the clutches in place, and this job will be done. The key thing is having the right torque. You could rent the tools, AutoZone, Pep Boys, O'Reilly's. They'll rent you all the sockets and all that if you're doing it at home. So yeah, this works for Kings Mountains all years. Works for 2003, 2002 Gilroy Chiefs, and also I believe the 2001 Scout and Spirit. They come with the same clutch system. So there you go. All right, make sure all your gasket surfaces are clean, and we'll be good to go. This is gonna last a long time. Look at that, I love that, no play. It's perfect. All right, guys, I installed most of the clutch plates and fibers. The last one, if you notice, if you can see here, this goes all the way down the clutch basket. This slot here, and then here you have like a little C or a U. The last clutch fiber goes in that U. Just like that. Okay, that stays locked in place in that U right there. I put Loctite already in all my springs. Can you see that? Yeah, here. I cleaned my pressure plate. Okay. I clean my pressure plate. Let's slide that in there. Okay. We're going to adjust this later. Let's get one in there. Just get it started. Okay. Get this started. Blue Loctite. Just a dab, a little tiny dab. I'm gonna come back with my small impact and just slowly bottom these out. And we're gonna do 80 foot-pounds on these. A lot of people break these, and they're assed out. A little bit of tension there, a little bit of tension there. Okay. Got my snap on. 80 inch-pounds. Straight down. And put my locking device on here. I guess I forgot to tighten that one up. There we go. That's it. don't want to break these. They do break. Okay, that's that. Okay, so I believe this is let me get the proper tools for this. Okay, so now we're gonna adjust our clutch nut. Now this is only gonna be for cam. Gilroy is a little different because it's cable. This is hydraulic clutch. So we're gonna go, this is loose. Let's loosen that up. Okay. Slowly. Okay. What I like doing is going all the way in until I see the clutch plates coming out. That means I'm pushing already against the clutch. There it is. It's bottomed out now. You're gonna see. Let's see if you can see the clutches move. There you go. Okay, bottomed out. See how that moves? So now I like coming back all the way again, where it's loose. Bottom it just gently until it stops. See that? Look, stops there. Half, and that's it. Hold your wrench. Remember, this is just for hydraulic clutch. That's it. No Loctite there. Nice. Then I'll just do the adjustment here. You know, 3/8. Lock it down, and we're done. All right, guys. Hope this helps. All right, guys, I adjusted the chain. Put the all new bolts for the primary cover. And I'm gonna go ahead and start just snugging them down. Oh, that one I already had that. Okay, just wanna snug them down. These take 100 inch-pounds. 100 inch-pounds. And they go in scattered, not scattered, but you know, crisscross sectional, whatever you want to call it. I forget what to call it. Pattern. But just at the end of the day, you know, you just want to make sure that the gasket, the reason why they do that is so the gasket can sit correctly, or seat correctly. So we're gonna go 105 inch-pounds. I'm gonna start up here, number 1, then probably come down here and just scatter, then come back around. I'm not gonna do every single bolt. You get the point, right? I mean, right tools. You know, back in the day when I had custom Harleys and choppers and all that, I used to do everything by hand without torquing. I never had an issue. But you get the point, right? Just do your own QC, do your own QA. And I think everything's gonna work out fine. So 105 inch-pounds, 105 inch-pounds here too. Up in the front nut, 150. Clutch basket, 87 pounds. The oil drain has a torque value. I forget what it is, 9 inch-pounds or something like that. But yeah, for the most part, this is pretty much done. I'll tighten up all the bolts. Another thing is Loctite sets in 10 minutes and cures in 24 hours. So you don't want to dump oil in here and go run your bike. You have to let it sit at least 24 hours. It does set in 10 minutes. So I have to do all this in 10 minutes, the torque values. So again, you know, if you want to know the torque values, go back to my video and just kind of just rewind and find out the torque. 150, 87, 105, 105. And there is, and the clutch basket, ring, clutch plate. What was it? Shit. 80 inch pounds. Yeah. All right. I think that wraps it up.